All right. Hi there, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblen, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again with another one of our special Zoom chats that we're doing all the way up until April 25th, because April 25th is Southern New Mexico Giving Day. And the Las Cruces Green Chamber has over 25 members who are participating in this. And one of them is the rock star of one of those groups. It's the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. And we have Cariel Apodaca, who is the deputy director, fairly new deputy director, but not fairly new to the Community of Hope. It is lovely to finally meet you, Cariel.
You too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now you've been the case manager for the housing program, and now you are the deputy director, which means you are Nicole Martinez's right-hand person. And really grateful. And so it's lovely to introduce you to the community as the deputy director of Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. Now you're participating in Southern New Mexico Giving Day, and you've got the Community of Hope has a lot of stuff on their plates. And just full transparency, I was the board of directors president. Know the programs, but tell me, what are some of the programs? Talk to us about the Community of Hope, because I know about the Community of Hope, but I think there are a lot of people who don't know. So give us a little bit of a primer on what the Community of Hope does.
Sure. And thanks for the opportunity to speak with you too today. So we began and still run a day shelter. That's kind of the first thing that people think about, I think, frequently when they think of Community of Hope. So we have shower services, we do lockers, clients can come in and access phone, internet. There's laundry services, we do mail services, and we do some case management for all the time. Then we have some deeper services. So we have Camp Hope, which is our kind of overnight shelter in the back of Camp Hope, in the back of Community of Hope. We do supportive housing with really kind of much more intensive case management in both of those instances. We do have some scattered site vouchers, so we work with landlords across the city and the county, really. And then we do own and manage a few properties. We also help with mano a mano, where we take up to 33 people out. They earn some money for their work. We serve them lunch. We connect them with services in the building. And then we also help with Social Security disability applications. That is a program through the Social Security office for those who need to access disability income, who are eligible for disability income, to help them get those applications submitted. We also do a lot of work with veterans. We do healthcare navigation. We connect them with rental services, transportation, help connect them with therapy. And then we also try really hard to connect people with a ton of different support services. So not just getting a roof over their heads, but also like connecting them, helping them exit out of homelessness and then maintain their housing. So it's, again, not just exiting, but maintaining it. And so frequently that requires a lot more intensive services. And those are really, we try really hard to set those up on a case-by-case basis. So really work with our clients to set those up.
Yeah, well, one of the things for folks to know is that, there's this, it's called the housing first model. Am I correct on that? The housing first model. So the idea is that you get folks into homes, get a shelter over their head, so then you can address all the other issues. And like you and I could both go and, do whatever we want in our houses, and we're not going to get arrested for it. But if somebody who doesn't have a home and a shelter over their head does that out in the community and they don't have a roof over their head, they can get arrested for it. So the idea is to help people, get them in a home first, and then help them, because that's safety and security. We talk about Maslow's hierarchy, safety and security first and foremost. So that's a lot on the menu for the Community of Hope, and just knowing that. And then Amador Crossing, the new apartment complex that's coming up as well, there's going to be a big deal, and that is supportive housing, trauma-informed care housing. And so very glad to be able to help that in my other capacity of my volunteer job. So really, really grateful for that. And so with this, with some of the programs that you've been talking about, Cariel, it takes a lot of work to do that. And those valuable experiences, those valuable services for folks who are experiencing homelessness. You work with a lot of other people. There's the whole campus, which is a brilliant idea, of having all the services in one area off of a major artery on land that is supported by the city of Las Cruces. And so how do you work with, because you've got a lot of things that are out of your wheelhouse, but that other agencies can provide. And so how do you work with the other agencies to help get that stuff done?
Sure. So it's as I mentioned, it's really case by case. We work really hard to provide client focused services. So it really is more a matter of what the client needs and what kind of connections we can help to make. So like right next door to us, we have Jardín de los Niños. So clients who need childcare, we can potentially help refer them to those resources. We also have on campus El Caldito, the soup kitchen. And I mean, every single one of our clients, you can tell, it's lunchtime and there's a line out the door. They feed them a hot lunch. They'll do a hot breakfast or a to-go breakfast, just kind of depending, on client needs. And they really work hand in hand with us on that. Casa de Peregrinos right in front of us. We frequently have clients who are struggling with food insecurity. And so a lot of our case managers will take their housed clients to get food boxes, or they will schedule time for pickup for our case managers to actually pick up and bring the food to the clients, depending on their ability to leave their home or not. But then they also, have little like grab bags of easy to go foods that we can connect our clients who are not housed with. We also work really closely with Amador Health Center. So they have the behavioral health and the physical health clinics here right on campus. And so we can connect our clients with those resources. We also have worked really hard to have them come in and like chat with our case managers about kind of the services that are available, and try to have that dialogue back and forth about kind of what we need and what they need. And so it's a really, to your point, the campus is kind of filled with a one-stop shop in many ways, but there are other resources that our clients need. And so we also work really hard to make those connections really across the community. So, if other nonprofits have reached out about partnering, we work really hard to foster those relationships as well.
Well, I think that's incredible. And actually looking at some statistics from the executive director, Nicole Martinez, she said that with money that was given just to demonstrate the enormity of the work that you do, because I don't think folks recognize how many people are experiencing homelessness or some challenge. But there was state money that was given to the Community of Hope that full transparency I did, and it was grow money. It was up that to help. And she said since started in November, they've already served 355 people. That was 4 months ago. So in 4 months, you have served 355 people. And so, I think it's really important for people to understand that, we may see unhoused people walking around, but it's nowhere near the number of people who are actually unhoused, who are getting services from the Community of Hope. So, grateful for all of you for what you're doing. So you're participating in Southern New Mexico Giving Day as we wrap up, and just really demonstrating just the value. And from working at Community of Hope that this community is incredibly generous and giving and kind.
Absolutely.
For the most part. We've got some folks who are just uncomfortable with seeing people struggling, and they just can't kind of get over that. And so with Southern New Mexico Giving Day, you're a participant in it. What will the funds, if people decide to give to the Community of Hope, what will those funds go to? How will they help you do the work that you're doing?
Sure. So a lot of the funds that we receive are restricted, and in many ways, there's a reason for that, and we understand. But there is always kind of a bigger need than can be served by restricted funds. So if we can, these kinds of funds are used for things like providing what we call one-time assistance, so helping with arrears. They're also used to help get some of our people who are in Camp Hope, to get them a first month's rent and deposit so that they can move out of homelessness and into their own housing that they can maintain once, to your point, right? Once their initial needs are met, then they can go do the things they need to do to maintain their housing. So these are kind of those more one-off things that aren't covered. These kinds of funds help the one-off things that aren't covered by funds from like the state, federal level, that come with restrictions about how we can use that money.
Yeah. Well, it's like also, Camp Hope can't be supported by any federal grants. So
correct.
that is all run on the generosity of private donations and sponsors. So
Absolutely true.
I think it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, and those costs add up. You know, a deposit for an apartment, especially a lot of folks who are experiencing homelessness have animals because they're a lot better than most people to them, you know, in some
It's
cases.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And so, but you know, just some of those costs of getting their driver's license back,
Yes.
or you know, getting the documents that they need in order to receive government assistance while they get back on their feet, or medical care, or medical coverage. And so, it's super important. So I'm really glad that you are doing what you're doing. I'm very glad that you're in the position that you're in,
Thank you.
because you all are a team and you do amazing work. A lot of it is selfless work. So I'm really grateful for that.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Absolutely. So if you'd like to give to the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope, as we head on up to Southern New Mexico Giving Day, which is Friday, April 25th, it will be all online. You'll be able to give online, and we'll have that website either above or below, all depending on what platform you're looking at. And you can go ahead and help. The pre-giving starts on April 21st, but the actual day of giving, where they are expecting things to just go nuts, is Friday, April 25th. Green Chamber is co-sponsoring this, along with the United Way of Southwestern New Mexico and the Community Foundation of Southern New Mexico. Very happy to feature the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope and Cariel Apodaca as the Deputy Director. Thank you so much. Wish you the best of luck this week. And because I know it's every week is always a challenging week at the Community of Hope, but you do amazing work, and really grateful for that. And then we will be able to uplift you for Southern New Mexico Giving Day. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. You have a fabulous day.
You too.